Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's session of Emoris. As you can see today, I'm a little scuffed because I'm not home, but we're gonna make it work anyway. Before we begin tonight's game, a couple quick announcements. First and foremost, make sure you follow us on all of our socials. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Patreon, and Instagram. Griz, do you still post Instagram
Not
photos?
very much, no. But I'll try and get back to that as soon as I can.
You don't have to follow the Instagram if you don't want to. Then we'll just blame Griz for that. And aside from that, make sure that you catch Rhyme with the Frost Maiden this Wednesday, where the team is going back to the regular squad. I say regular. Characters die every other episode in that game. But back to the Prime party, and then also catch Lost Song of Fandalva this Sunday to see where that goes. I'm not going to say anything about that because I don't know what's confirmed.
Down the poop.
So, is everyone ready to jump into tonight's game?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Amazing. So everyone but Chem, previously on Emoris, the Silver Goats had wrapped up everything that you needed to in the cake room, more or less. After defeating Master Greyval the Amnesu, and subsequently Baker Gregory the Baylor, you reaped your rewards from Greyval's vault, and decided to attempt a long rest, in which Alakin you attuned to your boots. And there are a couple of other fun magical items that ensue from that. Following this, in the last third of your long rest, Thyra innocently decided to very briefly poke her head out of the doorway to see if the presence of ice elementals had dwindled or was still maintaining strong. And unfortunately, due to a very bad stealth roll, they noticed you there and decided to do a little mini siege on your party within the cakery walls. As they were attacking you, they were quickly joined by one lady, Othissus Kaifine, who also joined the battle against you, not seemingly aware too much of what the cakery was or how it worked, as you quickly deduced from her attempt to teleport inwards and failure. But after you guys figured out you weren't going to really win that fight, Alakin had the bright idea to plane shift you all to the Feywild, which went off successfully without a hitch. And there you met with Ziraval and subsequently Hannon to discuss with her and the High Queen Ilariath your rate of return of the Holy Avenger and your obtaining of the Gleamstone Dragon's Blessing, which was given to you in the, I'll say, hesitancy to believe that it was going to work, but it did. And now free, you have that in your possession. And then you guys decided to head back to Ziraval's house to basically plan your next steps and figure out where you're going next. So, it's there that we'll jump back in. As you guys all convene in the bottom floor, you are not with Hannon because Delphine teleported you back, I believe, if I remember correctly, into Ziraval's house. So Delphine would also be there if she wants to be. Otherwise, she can go back and maintain her duties with Hannon and other subsequent things that she might do in the day. But as the goats, right? As the goats convene, I'll say in the living room. Ziraval sort of keeping to herself in the kitchen. What would you all like to do?
Want to keep an eye on the thief? Delphine wants to keep an eye on the thief.
Which thief? This is a party full of thieves.
Well, she knows specifically Alakian is a thief.
Con artist.
Yep.
Sure.
No, he tried to steal.
No, yeah. I did. Izzy's the con artist. I am a thief. That's what Felis was making the clarification of.
Hmm. Well, you keep a keen eye. I probably don't need you to make a perception check. You're a bladesinger. You got a high wisdom enough.
I would like
keen eye.
Izzy would like to go to what's Wade's mom's name again? I forget.
Waysmon's name is Ziraval.
Ziraval. I'd like to go to Ziraval and make a strange request.
Okay.
I keep... God, what the hell? Sorry, I keep trying to remove the sword from my inventory, and it keeps not getting removed. I'll go to her and ask, just a strange question. You would happen to have silver dust somewhere? Silver powder, something like that, for spells?
Make persuasion check.
Okay. 21.
Everyone, yeah. She replies and we're kind of startled by you coming in alone. She's never spoken to you specifically alone. And emblazoned by your request, which is quite bold. She thinks for a moment. I believe I have a small amount in an old jewelry box. How much would you need?
Let me find out. 25 gold worth. I would like to perform a ceremony. I'm gonna show her the coins I got. There are souls trapped in these, and I would like to try to get them out.
Right. Of course, yes. I'll see how much I have.
Thank you very much.
And she goes off and leaves, and you wait for about 25, 30 minutes, and she comes back. She has a handful. It's probably enough. Probably just about.
Okay. I thank her profusely. Takes an hour to cast. So I'll probably hold off until after the group's done talking.
Okay. Sure thing.
Yeah.
So the rest of you, what are you doing?
Staring back at Delphine as she stares at me.
I don't know what everybody else has planned, but I would like to hear other plans before I say anything.
How long do you think we have to wait before we go and make sure everyone's all right?
Well, we finished our rest. I can always message Thaya and see if they're outside of the cakery walls. If they're still inside, she won't be able to answer, or the message could fail across the plains, but it's at least worth a shot.
Maybe if you do that, you'll,
Really quick. Oh, God. Just whatever you... Give me a second.
in case, they were taken or she can't really speak, maybe, I don't know, cough twice, cough once, kind of code or something.
Okay. Free will message Thaya. Or try to.
Okay.
Using sending.
First things first, as you do that, roll d20.
Do. 3.
Yep, you're fine, just about.
Okay. And she's going to use undercommon.
Okay.
Unsure if you'll hear me. Are you outside of the walls? What did the elementals do? Did the rest escape? Are you safe or not? And then, yeah, just wait.
Okay. So you send the message out, and you feel the magic cross between the barrier of the planes, and it goes. You wait for a response, and yet none comes.
I think it worked, but I don't think it reached her. So I think she may still be in the building. At least, that's my hope.
You're
I
my
don't know what's
hope.
going on.
I said that out loud. Shit.
Yes, you did. You're all our hope.
I'm tempted to make you take
Esprit
1d4
just
psychic
goes,
damage. It's fine.
hope just goes red.
Yes.
I fucked up. My bad.
Did we get a short rest after we got to the Feywild? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. You
Okay.
did.
Cool. Okay. That was my question. Because I didn't do hit dice.
Mhm.
I mean,
After
even
a
if they're
while,
inside,
Yeah.
even if they're inside the walls, we don't know what's going on inside the walls. We don't know if they're still there or not.
So, do we think it's the weapons that are causing us to be detected, right?
Right when they use the power.
Is it just when we use the power, or just in general, if you have a weapon, they can find us?
I mean, they can find us they can just scry on us, and they would be able to find us. But if they use the power, it's sort of a little bit easier, I think.
Oh, I was gonna say
Nobody
maybe...
else was close by Thyra whenever she got detected outside, right? Equa?
I was alone. Oh no, Izzy was there, but Izzy was inside.
Felis wasn't there.
Yeah.
you know what? Wade, make an intelligence check.
Oh, okay. This isn't...
Can
Because they're asking a
splendid.
question.
I do the same? Because I was going to ask the same thing.
I
Seven.
mean, I could just answer the question.
True. Also true.
You got no idea, Wade. Not a clue.
Well, Wade, remember, Dad said that they could track the powers
Okay.
when you handed me the staff.
Yeah, so
Which I wasn't using the powers when they showed up or found me. I just opened a door.
Oh. Did you, like, make a loud noise like, ah, or something?
I mean, the door might have squeaked when I opened it.
Because I was thinking maybe we just send the people who don't have their weapons yet to go check on them, and then that way we wouldn't be caught as easily. But if the weapons don't have anything to do with it, then that doesn't make no sense.
I also escaped their prison.
About weapons, I just had a thought. When you woke up this morning, Wade, after your dream, the water around you, you said it was like cages, right?
Yeah, it was like swampy water.
Do you think that's a hint that that's where your weapon may be? It's just, you said it was reptilian, and you and gators, and then the hag also disguised as a gator, also connected to the Fae. And Rokanoka has been through the hag's house.
You think the hag might have had the weapon?
No, but there's a lot of parallels you can make to what he is and what you've been through. And Keija was at the center of it. And Hannon has left you there as a baby, so she may be able to get us there again from here.
What's the element of Casco again?
Shadow.
I will point out here as well, the hag did not have a weapon that you know of. What she did have was the blade of Kev's spear.
Yeah. It's a suggestion.
Yeah. No,
Plus, Gaines is near there, and the basement is apparently scry-proof, so...
Right.
But if we go with your plan, Wade, that means you're going in alone?
Oh yeah, no. That plan was if we thought the weapons just having them mattered, and I don't think it doesn't sound like that's the case. So we can all probably go as long as we don't use the powers and we're quiet.
For sure. Hey.
Yeah.
Because we have the portal back to Uamara, or Epatlatlan, and we did cross the city with multiple weapons on us, and they didn't notice us.
Right.
But unless we find out if they're in there or not, we don't know if we're walking into a trap at all.
Right.
I'm gonna
The question
try
is,
and
do they know our connection to it, or if it was just a convenient hiding place?
I am gonna try and send a message to Bree.
Okay.
And just say, I don't know if you're still in Epatlatlan, but if you are, what is the status of the cakery and who occupies it?
So roll d20.
Click the right window. 19.
19, you're fine. You send the message out, and there is a pretty quick and visible response. You hear Bree say, "Not a clue," and that's it.
Oh, Bree doesn't know anything.
Well,
It's not
could
surprising.
send a message to Dan and see if he's heard any whereabouts of what Kaifin is up to today, or the last few hours.
That's true. Plus, we should probably check in on him. Anything specific you want said?
I messed up again. Please don't ground me again.
I'll ask him what he knows about Kaifin and where he is, alright?
Okay.
Or if he's alright. Okay, she will try sending again.
Roll your die, free or hope. Shit, I do it too. Fuck.
Ah, 2.
Oh, you got a 2?
Oh.
No. Okay, great. So what do you want to say?
Are you alright? Have you heard from Kaifin? She found us this morning. We escaped, currently hiding best we can. Any info would be appreciated.
Okay. You send out the message. And there is kind of a long wait on the response to this one. It's almost like 30 seconds, 40 seconds before a response comes. And he responds and says, "Haven't heard from Kaifin. Where are you now?"
Gotta respond to a question with another question.
Yeah.
It's great.
He doesn't know about Kaifin and he wants to know where we are. But I'd rather we figure out where we're going before I message him again. Especially since I don't think he could get here if he wanted to.
Probably a good plan.
Wow.
I want to go back and fix the problem I started.
Why does he want to know where we are? Don't you think that would be like dangerous information for him to have?
Again, unsure if I'm going to reply to him, but yeah, it could be. I mean, they got control over the monarch. They could do the same to anyone, I expect.
Right.
Well, there's that, but then there's also the possibility that he's trying to make sure that they steer clear of where we are as well. Obviously, there's no guarantees for either way, but just gotta keep in mind the flip sides of the coin.
Yeah. We could always tell them, like, hey, we're here, and then, like, we set up a sort of, like, we hide in the woods and see if it just him shows up or if more people show up at, like, a point where, you know, we don't go somewhere to some city or nothing, because that would be dangerous, but just, like, somewhere safe where if Kymel shows up, or the Afridi, we would not be putting anybody else in harm's way.
Is Delphine still in the room with us right now?
Yeah, she's staring you down still.
Okay, cool. Speaking of attacking cities, Delphine, what happened after we left last time?
Equal what happened after last time.
There was a conceded cleanup effort. Damage was minimal here. Really, the only significant damage that happened was to Hannah and Zerabal's house, to the palace, and not much else in significance. Everything else was pretty minor. It doesn't seem like they were there to really attack the city itself. They were just looking for something in it. Remaining ones were driven away, and the Titan and the woman just disappeared.
Well, the damage was minimal. Most of it was done to here in the palace. And once I left with you guys, the Titan and Kyphine disappeared. And they got rid of the rest of the elementals that were left behind.
You guys, Delphine sounds just like Thyra. That's crazy.
Oh shit! Not bad!
Do you think that means they're still too scared to attack a major city in full?
Either that, or they're not ready to start a war with the Fae.
I think it's the latter, in my opinion. It's either that, or they have a very specific goal in mind, and that is getting rid of us, because we are the biggest obstacle to their plan as of right now.
Yeah. And like was pointed out before, if they have Gazeri and Uamora, Crord and Okurvik would be next. And then they could even probably take Aegeus or Casco at that point. So we don't have time. We need to figure this out.
Did it flip again? Oh shit. Okay, I got it.
Very good.
Well, do we want to make our next steps to figure out where Wade's weapon is and amassing the army like the Queen suggested? Or are we going to go back to Uamora? Clean up my mess?
Actually, Delphine. Do you think you could do us a favor?
That depends.
We don't have anyone strong enough to go undetected and just see if the building in Epot-Latlan is fine or not. If we all go, there's a chance that, well, most of us have weapons or items on us that'll be detected. But I suspect with how easily you hit us, you have ways to keep yourself hidden.
I do have my ways. What exactly are you asking for?
If you had a way to get to Latland and check out the building known as the Cakery, or what was known as the Cakery, it's actually apparently a temple to Saanine that was corrupted by devils. There are refugees inside, which were all victims of the slave ring there, and their contracts are locked away upstairs in a room in a large safe. And they were left there when we had to escape from Kaifin and her elementals.
Is it a magic lock?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not good with blocks and that
Equa,
stuff.
Mhm.
with the time that I spent inspecting the lock, did it appear to be magical?
This is for which lock?
The one on the safe in the vault.
The one on the safe.
Hmm?
Yeah, you would wager it's probably magical.
I would say it probably is, judging from the good look that I got at it.
I would need a layout of the place, where I need to go, how to get in, where it's located.
Yeah, I can get you most of that. I lived there long enough. If there is no one inside but the victims, you can always message us, and that would mean it would be safe for us to return. It's scry-proof from other planes. They hid these objects easily without them being detected, even when out in the open.
You know how it's scry-proof?
I don't think we figured that out. Did someone see lead in the walls? Did that happen, or am I imagining things?
There's lead in the walls.
Okay.
Well, lead does not prevent divination.
Does Free know of any spells that do that?
Yeah, you all do. Delphine just used one a couple days ago.
Yeah, so like a permanent case of whatever the what is that rune like called that Delphine makes?
Private sanctum.
Yeah, it could be a permanent case of that.
That could very well be.
I mean, it was a temple before, so...
Which...
Equa, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Does the building appear to be the same size on the inside as it does on the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a thought, but...
Looks roughly the same.
Okay. The other thing to keep in mind if you're going to try to message us is you can't message within the building.
Or teleport in.
Correct.
Well, I mean, if they have a version of Private Sanctum in place,
yeah,
that would make sense. So if it is just these refugees, would you prefer I take them somewhere than to leave them there? For Kaifin to return later?
Well, we had plans to send them to different cities, so if you message us and it is safe, we can possibly return safely and send them where we were going to before. I know we mentioned Recrovy, the tribe, are en route. There were people that wanted to go all over.
Where are you guys planning to go?
What's our plan? Where do we want to exit?
This is just me spitballing ideas here, but I think probably the smartest idea would be to go to Keijo, because we know that Gaines had a scry-proof basement as a safe room. So if we go there, hide out there, possibly get some rest. Wade might get his weapon in a dream, or we might have to go out and look for it during the day. But regardless, we'd still be close by.
I can keep about 2,500 square feet of area protected from outsiders as well, to help keep them away.
If Delphine agrees and goes to Ormora to help clean up my mess, which I would be thankful for, I need to go to Recrovy within the next day or two.
I would like to pick up some spell things from recovery as well. Plus, we need to find Kev. Maybe if we stop in Keijo Rokunoka will join us. Would Asmin want to go to this battle? I mean, she doesn't have to, but I feel like she might want to help. We have to message Jewel. Any of our other friends I can't think of right now because I'm trying to focus. It's not working.
I wonder how Mazor's doing these days, you know?
I don't want to get him involved in this. We should probably get a hold of the
cowboy.
should probably get a hold of the tribe to let them know that we're gonna need a fighting force, kind of ahead of time.
Now, here's the thing when it comes to Keijo. I do not want any harm to come to there. We've seen their destructive power now, and I just don't want that to fall. That town.
That's why we could go. Actually, Free. That is a good plan because we could go to Krovi, and they might have our scry-proof medallions or stuff done by now, right? Equa, did we commission those before we left? Remind me, or am I crazy? I feel like we told them to do that.
We did.
I think you told them to do that, and then they arranged for rooms to be given to you in the echelon to prevent from that for the meantime.
Correct.
Yes, I believe you did. I think you did ask about it.
Okay. And they said that they were going to take care of that, but it would be a few days. Or it would take a while, right?
They definitely said it would take a while. I forget, did they charge you?
Yes.
Okay, so did they take the money from you, or did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that was a lot. That was a huge chunk of change. I remember that specifically.
Okay. So yes, then you did.
Okay.
You did commission them.
Okay. So we can.
Again, the Keijo thing was an idea for just because of the fact that you leaked swamp water while sleeping, you know.
Yeah.
But-
If we go there, we just gotta be really careful.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think if we go to a Crowley first, we should be pretty well set. With
Again, I don't know if we have an exit to Recrovy.
But we have ways to get there.
Of Keijo.
Right.
If we can get somewhere that's not here, we can get to Recrovy easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
Would Delphine know if there's a gate to this Recrovy place that they speak of?
You would know where the gates lead. Pretty much most of them. You would know that there is one that is nearish. It's maybe like a 50-60 miles outside of Half-orc in Gazeri. There is one that leads pretty much directly outside of the Mathan tribe. The one to Keijo, which Hope is alluding to, has been deactivated for decades. There is one that goes to Uemura, I'm trying to think. There are 2 in Okervik, and I think yes, there is one. There is also another one in Casco that is sort of in the midsection between Rakrovi and Linterink, and there's one in Crawd.
There does happen. There does happen to be a portal between Rakrovi. What was the other term?
The other city is called Linterink.
And Littering. Where that is located exactly, not sure.
That's north
Delphine wouldn't know.
northwest of.
Yeah, okay, she probably would know because she's smart.
Yeah.
Where does the one in Uamora let out?
The one in Uamora is not in Epotlatlan. It's somewhere in the top right section. I don't have the map up, but you'll probably know this because you have some knowledge of the material map. Uamora is kind of split into 2. There is that main section where it joins the rest of the continent. That's where Epotlatlan is. And if you look on the map, you see how it thins out a little bit and then explodes out. That thin part is a mountain range, and it sort of separates the 2. The portal that you're talking about is in the top section,
Which is wildlands, essentially.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yes, sir.
I remember.
But Delphine's trying to make a plan if she will agree to while they're discussing. She's thinking.
Sure.
So to Rakrovi then, I guess. For us,
That's our best course
anyways.
of action.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's say I go to the material plane and help you guys with this potentially dangerous endeavor. I will require a
most
favor in
certainly-
return.
Most certainly dangerous. Like, absolutely dangerous, eh?
What kind of favor would you be looking for?
A good word. And she specifically looks at Thyra,
With...
the queen, of course.
Up to you, Dara.
I mean, it's a small price to pay for big job. Can't make any guarantees that what I say will stick. So I'm willing to try it to make sure they're safe. Very well.
It's much appreciated.
So,
I
how
will.
are you guys going to attempt to get to Rakrovi? So I know the plan here.
How far is the portal from Rakrovi?
You've never seen the portal from Rakrovi. So Delphine would know that the High Court has a Nexus room, which is a small collection of portals that sort of bypass the spatial requirements of them. That's a really difficult room to get into. Very difficult room to get into. The alternative is you can wait a day plane shift, and then you, depending on how well you roll, you may or may not end up at Rakrovi. Or you can head back through the portal that you came from to the Fae, and then use Wade to teleportation circle into the echelon. Those are your options. If you go through the Nexus hub, you'll need Wade to do that anyway.
What's the plan to get me to Uamora?
Can't Delphine teleport through the planes?
I can only teleport back to here.
Right.
Ooh, okay. So, if we get, we leave here, we could go to Recrovy. I could use our good friend up in Uamora's teleportation circle and bring Delphine there, and then I'll just
You
pop
don't-
on back.
You don't need to come with a teleportation circle.
Thought you were asking how you're gonna get there, so that was my
Yes,
answer.
with a teleportation circle, you don't have to be inside of it. Just the people who are going.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. I knew that. I was just testing you.
Weight on the shoulder. Well, so our plan is to go to the Crovy.
Wait,
So,
you said there's a teleportation circle in this Recrovy place?
Yeah. Yeah, at
She-
the... Go
She
ahead.
pulls out her spell book. Can you draw it for me?
Can I draw it for her?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll start doodling.
As you doodle, you get the sense that someone's going to be very pissed at you.
yup.
Dialogue pops up on the bottom of the screen. Professor Oak says, "Now's not the time to do that."
All will be forgiven when we save the world.
Yeah. Shut up, Oak.
I'm just drawing.
Again, another subtext narrator. No, it won't be.
We'll remember this.
So I can get through their elementals, ice ones, you said?
Yes.
I should be able to get through them.
Well, they're not
Easily
looking
enough?
for you, so that's a plus.
Yes, but still better
If they're
safe
in
than
the
sorry.
building, her walking in would be suspicious.
Now let's say these refugees are smart and locked and closed the door. Does anybody have a show of good faith to get me in? Because they do not know me.
Tell them that Hope. Did they know your true name?
Thaya does.
Ask for her and say that you know Hope. I guess that's alright.
I mean, I do. Most doors have cracks. I could get in, but just in case.
Aye, for sure.
Where? So I'm just there to make sure the slaves are safe.
Aye.
Well, no, there's that safe that's in there that we like open so that they can free themselves from their contracts. If you could help them with that.
If we're not on a time crunch, I can get into the safe, no problem. If everything goes tits up, I will just teleport everybody back to Recrovy.
Sounds fair enough.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Well,
Just
do we
don't
want
tell
to...
Hannon.
We won't. Do we want to rest for the night, or do we want to head out as soon as we can?
I think it would be best to get me in and out in case they go back to the cakery.
So we move in now.
Why not?
All right.
Okay. So, how do you guys want to go about this?
Delphine, do you think you could show us the portal from the direction that we initially came in?
Yeah, it's not far out of the city.
I think that might be the easiest route we could take then, because I feel like asking more of the High Queen probably would not go over well with how much we've asked of her already.
I would
I
tend
mean,
to agree.
going to use some of my resources to get there. You know what? Oh,
Hmm. Yes.
how long have we been talking?
You guys been sitting around maybe like 30, 40 minutes.
We'll head out in about 20 minutes. Maybe if they
Oh,
see that
right.
you have a favor from the queen, it'll be easier to get through the city without using resources.
That's fair.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys wait out the 20 minutes. Yeah. Not much happens in those 20 minutes.
Okay.
Does it do a thing?
The blessing has not come back out.
That's because she can use it as a bonus action. And then
Has
let it
you
start rotating.
attuned to it? Did you spend the last hour tuning to it?
Yep.
Got you.
That
Okay.
was-
Sure.
Haha. Haha. Sorry, I was just looking at it again.
So, do you command it to come out free? Or hope? Shit, fuck.
Yes.
You spend 2 years
Not
calling
that
somebody
she
one
can
name.
see
and
it,
then-
but you know.
Yeah, so you find yourself sitting here and you, in your attunement to it, find a new connection with this orb of light that you have been, accepting into yourself. And as you will it to activate, the rest of you watch as small, almost strings of light begin to come out of Hope's head, and out the sides of it and out the back, and they almost link together. And as they do so, the connecting points begin to sharpen outwards into these long diamond-like points. And it is, for all intents and purposes, very akin to a crown. It also illuminates the room.
It's glowing.
McQueen.
DM, I have a question.
Yes.
Does Delphine know about the guardians on the other side of the portal?
Make a history check for me. You're asking about the
Cool.
Guardians, the Aegis portal?
Yes.
Okay.
22 or 22.
Yeah, you know exactly what they are. The Guardians are ancient beings of plant material, whose sole purpose is to prevent unwanted people and those that they deem unworthy from transcending from the material plane to the Feywild.
Have you guys, before we go through the portal on the side, have you guys encountered the guardians yet and proven yourselves?
Nope.
No.
I have not.
Not yet. Okay, well, just be prepared. I don't know exactly how they work, but they are supposed to be the protectors of that gate that the tribe have put in place.
Didn't the Kiva tell us that if we left a certain area around where the portal is, that's when those guardians would activate? It's not like directly around the portal?
She said if you got too close to the portal, they'd come out.
Too close? I thought we walked out of the portal last time we came out.
You didn't come in through the Aegean portal. You came in through the Life Giveaway, which is in Gizeri.
Came out.
talking when they popped out, and Kiva was like, "Good thing you guys didn't move."
Yeah,
and she
that's what I was talking about, though.
Tree.
Was the
Oh, yeah. Yes, because you came from the other side, you sort of hit a blind spot, as it were, and they weren't alerted about you. Kiva, notably, is worthy, so she came straight on through.
Mhm.
We could go through the portal and then cast teleportation right there.
Well, it has to be drawn out, and that takes a little bit of time.
I mean,
Or, yeah.
Well, technically I'm a very skilled mage, and I can do it in less time without drawing.
But there we are.
the other thing is too. I mean, we were dropped off there before, directly next to the portal. So, I mean, theoretically, we wouldn't. If we don't move far, we should be okay.
Right.
Another point. Tharden dropped us off at the Life Giver Way. If we want to meet him, he could potentially meet us there, and if it's a trap, then we can get the heck out.
True, I suppose.
We just swam through it last time. And then it
Lakeid
wouldn't be
points
into a
towards
city. We could
Lakeid
just-
points toward Wade, and then also I feel like he'd make the connection with Y and point to Thyra as well. They might have a hard time coming back through.
Would they have trouble leaving or just coming back in?
Coming back through. If that's what we're planning on. If we're planning on using the Life Giver Way as an escape route if we need to.
No, I mean, like, if we... Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying. But if we went back out through there, at least we can tell... I mean, we could always go through first, and then if we hear more than Tharden arriving, then we can use the teleportation, which Wade said he can cast quicker to get out.
How much quicker exactly?
Oh, you know what? I realize I can make spells last longer, and I can also like do them without as much effort, but it would actually take the same amount of time now I think about it.
The master mage is Wade.
What are we gonna do? Time is wasting. Each minute is a minute that Typhine or the elementals could come back.
Indeed.
I think,
so.
Personally, Life Giver's Way, cast a cycle there. We know there's no guardians there. Get to Rukrovi.
I don't think we should fuck with Tharden right now.
Personally, not.
That's fine. We don't have to message him back right away. I still have to let him know that we're all right, but we don't have to tell him where we are. Just that we're safe.
Didn't we meet him the
unless
first...
he wants to return my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he said he would, right?
He did. And I kind of at least want something of mine back. Since, my axe is God knows where.
Didn't we meet him the first time just outside of Rukrovi? By a waterfall?
That
We're
was
heading...
outside of the tribe.
No.
Oh,
It was outside of Rukrovi.
So,
By a waterfall?
With us heading to Rukrovi anyways, why don't we just, tell them, hey, meet us at the old spot?
That's true.
An option,
Plus, I mean, not for nothing, but I feel like if he brought an army, we'd be able to tell from within or Kromi too, before he went there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so it's settled then.
I mean, I just think he wants to return the stuff. Or ground me again. Probably
Or
ground
both.
me again.
He doesn't quite know what happened yet, so we'll keep you out of the cell this time, all right?
Would be appreciated. I can't punch Zertej through those bars. I've tried.
Oh, I forgot to say, free. Fuck, I did it again too!
It's
I
hard
got
for
a
all of
sticky
us.
note on my friggin' camera or something. Hope was gonna restring her lute while they were chatting.
Okay. You didn't
You
attune
got
to the
two
last
more. No,
one.
it's one more, right?
No, it's an
more string?
additional.
It's 3 more strings because she has 2.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. You didn't attune to the 2-string, did you?
No.
Okay, so this item does require attunement.
Okay, then she will do that later on her next short rest.
I believe.
Yeah, yay!
If I remember correctly.
All right, we got a
Right,
game
so-
plan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I give it away?
Aye.
Let's go.
Okay,
Alright.
so you guys say goodbye to Zerovel, who is, a little to herself as always. And she, smiles and nods to you, Wade, as you go, and wishes you luck in the coming fight, because she knows what's happening. And then you guys leave, making your way stealthily as you can outside of the city, and trekking that hour and 30 minutes odd back to the portal that you originally came from, and finding yourselves standing amongst the small pool of water. You go ahead and jump in, and as you dive down and swim and find that viscous film barrier, you go ahead and hold your hand up to it and begin to press on it, and as you do so, it begins to tear apart at your fingertip, and you all pop through one by one until you are on the other side, and you begin to rise instead of sink. Coming out of the water, what do you want to do? Just teleport straight there, or-
Prestidigitation and drying yourself off.
Wait, it started on the circle.
All right. Nobody move from where we are, just in case.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
So
How
you
long does it take?
spend...
How long does it take to draw the circle, anyways?
It's
A minute.
it takes 1 minute.
It's 1
not
minute.
very long.
Okay, cool.
I don't think. Yeah, never mind.
I thought it should be long. I thought it was 10. Maybe I'm thinking of a different spell.
If you're ritual casting it.
There we go.
Which I cannot do.
You can do, I believe.
Fucking sorcerers.
No, you cannot.
Sorcerers can't ritual
Mm-mm.
cast.
You cannot
Oh.
ritual
Neither
cast
can
as a...
wizards.
Yep.
Druids and bards, man. Druids and bards.
And wizards.
No, wizards can ritual cast.
They sure
Oh.
can.
Yeah.
Wait, you take the minute, draw the circle, and as you see the lights flash, you all step in, and you emerge into a familiar chamber in the middle top-ish of the tower of the Archivist Echelon.
We didn't
as
tell
you-
anybody we were coming.
Yep. Again.
As you go ahead and just walk towards the door, you can hear speaking on the other side and people getting ready to open the door. And you guys are familiar here, you know what it's like, and you just get to the door before they do. And as you look inwards, you see the guards turn to you and almost get ready to attack, and then they see, Wade's hat and Free's horns, Pope's horns, and Lakian's black shroud, and they're just nod it off and let you go. Where are you going in Echelon?
Greg, Marcel, good to see you
Meet-
again.
Down to the cells and messaging Madeline on the way.
Okay,
I
what do
need to
you
get
just get
to
out of-
Lamara.
We'll get down. We'll get down there. We'll do the circle. We'll get you out.
We're in the tower.
I look at the circle that's already on the ground and just needs the location rune in it.
Aye, we're gonna do it in a place where we can't get scried from.
Well, I could just send her really fast. It's okay.
Fine, you do your thing. I'll head
We'll
downstairs.
just step
Goodbye.
outside for a moment.
Oh. I was gonna cast telepathic bond, but that's okay.
Oh no, I mean it takes me a minute either way. So in that minute you could have done whatever. I'm sure.
Nope, it's a ritual.
Oh.
I can only cast.
Well,
it as
then
a
I
ritual.
can wait because during the minute, I'm sure you would be like, "Hey, I want to cast something first." Right?
Here, Wade, just in case, so I don't have to waste a sending spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna give us a telepathic bond so that I can reach you across the plane. And I will start to ritually cast Rary's telepathic bond.
Okay. What school of magic is that?
Divination.
Okay. You go ahead and cast the spell. You test it out. Wade, you can hear Delphine. Delphine, you can hear Wade when you speak to each other.
Wade is noticeably more excited than you would expect.
Do you like having?
What now?
And the one that does talk to him is kind of mean.
Equa.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. Oh wait.
And I can
But
after she does that, I'll just send her away with a teleportation circle. Thank you again.
Delphine just disappears. We'll catch up with Delphine when she talks to Wade again.
Sweet.
Equa.
Yes.
You said we're close to the top of the tower, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Would we pass Madeline's office going down, or is her office the opposite direction?
The High Archivist's offices are at the top of the tower. You're like below them a couple stories for ease of practice, and then below are like the main workers areas, and then like the labs, and then the dungeons and stuff like that.
Okay. Then I guess, seeing how Wade's doing his thing, I will go up to Madeline's office while he's doing that.
Okay. Is anyone going with Ellie?
I mean, yeah, I need to check on my family.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go with. I want to ask Madeline
We'll
first.
wait.
Okay. So the three of you start to head up to Madeline's office. As you get up there, you see the two familiar guards on either side, and the door is closed. Did you give it a quick rap?
Yeah, we knock. Izzy
I-
knocks.
My microphone didn't pick up the knock.
Same.
You hear movement from inside, and then the door opens slowly, and you see Madeline standing there, looking up at two of you and around the same height as Isabel. She's pretty short. She says, "Ah, good. I was wondering when you'd get here."
Hi.
Had a journey.
Ira
Sure.
gives her a bouquet of daffodils. Purple, yellow, and white.
Thanks. What's the occasion?
I need a favor.
Oh no.
Oh, you're full of favors, aren't you?
I just need to know where Norman is.
Where what?
Norman is? Isn't that her dad's
Aye,
name?
Norman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Norman. Yeah.
I heard Armin as well. Don't worry.
Same.
We moved him down to the bottom floors. He'll be a little, have a little more room down there to do his thing. He's still being monitored, of course, but he couldn't stay up here.
Izzy kind of moves past her as well as she's talking with Clara and goes checks on the parasites.
They are not in here.
Yeah. Where did you move my brothers?
Oh, they're down with him.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no, they're all fine. Don't worry about it.
Also, another. I'll let you finish with them. I have something I want. It's sort of a It's a question I want to ask you afterwards.
Okay, yeah, sure. So, any other favors that you might be asking about?
Those things we commissioned before we left last time. Are those done by chance?
Yeah, almost. I've got 4 of them complete. So give me another day or so, and I'll get the 5th one over. I'll
Right.
point out they also require a human, so probably gonna have to lose an item.
God damn it!
I tap my glasses. Like, these things are cool, but I can still wear them if you're not attuned to it.
Yeah, you sure can.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's nothing else from Tyra, Elakian, anything else you want to ask Madeline?
No, I don't think so.
Right. I'm gonna pull out the coins again and be like, so we found some of these.
Where the hell did you? Oh, you were dealing with devils, right?
Yeah. So I want to free the souls, but I don't know if I am able to. I'm planning on performing a ceremony, but I don't know if it's powerful enough magic. Do you know anyone who could help release the souls from these?
Oh, anyone can. Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with demonology and devils. You should be able to. I'm pretty sure. If you've got a sufficiently strong magical weapon, you could probably deal a significant blow with that as well. Yeah.
I have a question for Felis.
Yes.
Did you take all of the coins or just the ones that had people souls in them?
I think I took all of them, and
You
I'm
did.
going to look through them, and because I can tell which has people souls, which have like abyssal souls or devil souls. I'm gonna free the ones with good souls.
Okay.
Okay.
Madeline, can you give me directions to where Norman is while they're dealing with their thing?
Yeah, sure. And she will tell you the specific location on the bottom floor that he is.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
And
go
that's what I was cool.
to the center of Madeline. I love how I just come to Madeline's office, be like, we're doing some shit here now. I put a coin on the ground, one of the good ones, and I'm going to punch it with a divine smite.
You can do that because of your braces. You can do
Yes.
that.
Yep.
That's fucking great.
Okay. Yeah. As you punch the very thin, small target of the coin, which is no bigger than that, there is a divine burst of holy energy in the middle of Madeline's desk.
Put it on the floor. I put it on the floor so I wouldn't break the desk.
Okay, you put it on the floor instead.
I crouch over it and just went.
These jet black scorch marks appear on the floor where the burst of energy radiated outwards, and from where there was a coin once, there is now no longer.
Yay! Here's a question: does Izzy's alignment change now?
It does. You can now shift to chaotic neutral.
Yeah. She's gonna ask to find a room that she can do this more and release the rest of the souls. She's like,
Yeah.
she sees scorch marks and goes, "Not my plan." Do you have like a place that has like I could punch stuff with fire?
Yeah, you see, she's kind of lingering on the location that the coin was, and she sort of takes a moment to look at it before turning back to you and says, "Yeah, I'll find you a room down on the bottom floor. Yeah, that'd be best."
With her changing the alignment now,
all the coins probably fall.
All the coins that you have.
Yeah, they
currently.
do. They do fall off. You can now carry as many as your con modifier.
Shit.
Give me those. I'll carry them.
All right. That's bad, my friend.
It's fine. I'm not worried about it.
Before you go,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a favor from you, actually.
From me?
Yeah, from you.
Yeah, of course. You've helped me help my family, of course.
It's not now. It'll be later. Commander Colborne has been contacted about everything that's happening here, and he's going to be coming down to help strategize a plan with you all and the rest of us about, our next plan of attack. When it's done,
Yeah.
and she sort of looks back to you, Alakian, with this kind of look of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place that I wouldn't mind going to. I've been thinking about it for a while. In the Torn. And she looks back and she sort of waves a hand, and you see her mage hand appear and pick that sort of dingy amulet off of the back bookshelf and drift it down, and it sits in her hands. She says, "My father was a bit of a prick, and I never really thought anyone would understand how everything, feels in a family like that. And I've been spending a fair amount of time with your father. And I guess I just...
Yeah.
He's not a bad guy, I don't think.
I mean, he did abandon me as a child.
No, he did. He had his reasons, and I feel some sympathy there.
Sure, it's a bad reason.
But
Sorry.
I don't have my father anymore. I watched him eat himself, literally alive. And I can't help but feel like if anyone understands what it feels like in that, it should be you. So why don't you accompany me? The two of you can if you want.
Sure. To where exactly? Just curious.
It's a temple to an ancient demon lord called Hinagu, in the Torn. If we survive, that is.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on. We'll survive. We got this.
I mean, yeah, I can probably. Not gonna make that joke. Never mind.
With our powers combined.
We
Okay.
will do some shit. Excuse me, I have a bunch of souls to release.
Yeah, go, get out. Goodbye.
Does her alignment change more after she releases like 6 souls? Or is
No,
it still
if
contained
you-
to control?
If you release all of them, you'll get a permanent shift. If you don't release all of them, you'll go back to
Oh yeah, no, I release all of them.
Sure.
It's
So you
just
can do that.
her. It's just her like Lakian like throwing coins and her punching them in the air.
Yeah.
Make a game out of it.
You're playing shot. Like,
Yeah.
So you and
Oh,
like
You're
God.
like skeet shooting.
We're
Yeah.
skeet shooting
With
souls back to heaven.
shot.
you go ahead
Oh my
and
God.
spend like
She
a
is
little more time
chaotic
than
and
you
neutral.
should, punching coins out of the air just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thyra, as you head back down the floors to Norman's office, you see Hope and Wade there. You can choose to interact with them or not. Up to you.
I'll catch up with you guys in a few minutes. I want to get to Norman before Izzy does.
Alright. Also, Hope is messaging Asmund that there. She doesn't know where Asmund is, but she's gonna say that they arrived and they're just in the waiting around.
Okay. The response does come to you pretty quick, and it says, "Oh, great! I'm in my lab. Come hang out."
Alright. Confirm where she is. Thank you.
And so, Thyra, you head down to the bottom floors, and find yourself coming up to a wider room that is square, with a ramp that leads down. And as you walk in, you see on the back wall there's like this long curving counter, and on one of the sections of the counter there is a much larger glass case than there was previously, that now houses the 2 parasites. Norman is in there currently in a brand spanking new wheelchair that is very nice and elaborate, and he's currently sitting at a central desk with a bunch of alchemy equipment on top of it, and sort of sees you come in, and just looks up and then looks straight back down to his equipment.
You're, Thyra's gonna walk over to the tank with the other parasites in it, and she's gonna give it a scritch.
The two inky tendrils come out and hold the glass.
And she'll just kind of hold her hand there for Cole, interact for a little bit. You're looking pretty spiffy there, Norman. Like the new chair.
It does.
I have a really important question to ask you. Are you fairly lucid today?
I answer a lot of questions in my time. What's one more right?
You created these, and she kind of points to her ice hand and the tendrils inside.
Mm-hmm.
How do they're animals, how do they reproduce?
I didn't program them to have reproductive glands. They can reproduce.
Maybe. I mean, can't all animals reproduce some way, shape, or form? Some of them split their atoms, others lay eggs. What would they do?
Research this. Then sort of starts scrolling down notes on a page off on one side, barely even looking at it.
She'll pull her. She doesn't want to take away from Cole's time with his siblings, so she pulls up her other hand and kind of icy nails come up. We'd like to know. Families need to get larger, don't they?
Family. Have you seen my wife?
Not recently.
My son. Where's he?
I don't know. What does he look like?
He looks a lot like me. And sort of just stares off into the distance for a couple of seconds.
Well, if I see your wife or your son, I'll let them know you're looking for him. I'll tell them to say hi.
Yeah. I am. Thank you, miss.
You're welcome, Norman.
Thank you, Miss Norman. And sort of goes back to his paperwork.
Jesus.
Dyto,
I have to go mean to him. Fuck.
You just cursed Thyra to death, dude. You just gave the most horrific foreshadowing of what's going to happen to Thyra.
So that's Thyra. Hope and Wade, you make your way down to Asmund's lab, and it's not the same lab that it used to be. On that floor where the entranceway is, it's not there. I don't know if you've been to the new one yet or not.
Hope has. She
You
was
have,
here
right?
when. Pretty sure Wait would have been too.
Okay.
When they were missing Thyra.
Yes, okay. So yeah, you have been. So you make your way up like an additional floor and you see the lab that she's currently residing in, with Loven sitting there, and he sort of waves and smiles at you guys as you enter, and then sort of peers past you to make sure anyone else is there, and then settles back in and feels a little more comfortable. Asmund turns around and sort of has these big, thick, they look like welding glasses on. And she sort of pulls them up and straps them to her head, and you can see where she has been doing some tinkering. Now, this section is really pale, and this section's all, like, kind of sooted and darker. She says, "Oh, hey! Welcome back. How did your, quest go?"
Well, until Typhine and the ice elementals broke in the next morning.
Oh my god. Is everyone okay?
We have someone looking for us. Hopefully, we'll have information soon. They just left though, so it'll be at least a little bit.
Okay.
We're all here, but the people we left behind, well, yeah.
Right. Well, you're all here, and that means something, right? So that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you guys doing now? What's your plan?
We're looking for another weapon for me. Actually, you know what? Have you ever heard of? Would you have ever heard of where like the water watcher's weapon would be, or like something to do with the water watcher?
Wade, I know probably about as much as you do about any of this. I'm pretty, new to the whole thing, but I think surprisingly, we're probably the experts at this point on everything.
Maybe not by Watcher, but their name was Elios?
I mean, I don't recognize the name. Uh, sounds like that one was maybe like the one that was assigned or made for the Acre coast. So maybe that's full of water. It's on the coast.
But Wade had a dream and it was swamp water. And this is going to sound really strange, but we can confirm it because it was all over the floor.
That is strange. You're right. I mean, the Acre coast don't have many swamps. Landscape there's mostly kind of cliffy.
And a reptilian swimmer.
Did you try Keijo?
She just looks at Wade.
Not yet. We actually just got back from the Feywild again, so that was gonna be our next stop.
Okay. Sure, yeah. So listen, Madeline's been talking a little bit to the masses here, and she seems to think there is going to be like a big war, essentially coming. Try and be careful when you go. Maybe see if you can get Rokanoka to come down and help out. I'm sure he'd be able to, and Vi is down there too. She's hanging out with her.
Down
in Keijo, Wade, where they are. Yeah, I think he's still living in that tree.
Interesting.
I have a question. Do you have any idea where we could draw them to an open space that wouldn't be too close to a city? We need a place to draw them to for this fight. I'm sure, like you said, Madeline and the others will have ideas as well, but we can do that by activating our weapons. So we can draw them to where we want. We just need an idea of where that is.
This is going to sound a little weird for me to say this. I'd draw them right here. Because if you think about it, here's the best place to be, because we've got the Echelon, the Order, Colborn's coming down with the Iron Watch. We've got our guard. You can get Thyra and her people over here. I mean, Recrovi's defensible enough, and it's a bunch of water around it, so it's kind of hard for fire beings to come on through.
I was thinking about like a water plane or something. We saw like the fire plane and the airplane. I was thinking just fight them on the water plane. But Recrovy makes sense too.
I ain't no strategist or nothing, so it's, don't listen to me about it.
No, I mean, you have a point. If everyone's gathering here anyway, we can always gather them outside the city.
If we know they're coming, which we could just evacuate, send people off.
Yeah,
Either that
especially if we plan the
or,
day and the time, we can make sure it's safe.
yeah. Or, I mean, if you want to avoid damage, which is probably better, you could go to Route. I hear they're not doing too good in their building roll strength.
Yeah. I mean, that's not surprising.
Let's all be
Okay.
honest. Equa just wants to destroy another city.
Well,
I'm trying to destroy the city.
if we go to Earn Route, it's already destroyed, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll definitely talk it over as a strategy as a group, but yeah. I mean, simple, as long as we know it's coming, we can get everyone out. And it'd prevent them, if we do it soon, from taking Cord or Korvik and getting more of an army on their side.
Yeah. I mean, I would leave the strategy to all the higher ups and stuff.
Yeah. We're just
I-
the bait.
I'll try and be as much use as I can. Obviously, I'm gonna try and be there with you when shit goes down. Do you guys need me to message anyone and bring them over here?
Do you know where Kev is?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I know where Kev is.
Where?
He's in Route. He went back there to talk to Miss Birdie about reforging that spear.
I told him. Did he at least stop in Keijo?
I don't think he did.
I'm gonna wring his neck.
Why don't we go pick him up from Route and then head back to Keisha together? Then he can see his parents as well. And like I said, we can hide in that basement and I can protect the building, and only those with a password can get in safely without the spells affecting them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't teleport, but you do. So we could head back, and yeah, I can send out some messages to people who you need me to if you want me to start making them, come on over here. Yeah.
How long actually do you think it would take to send those forces here down to Keijo?
Well, you can't teleport big people, so 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah, I was just thinking because it would be easier to evacuate Keijo than it would be all over Crovy. There's a lot of water in Keijo. Home field advantage.
I was gonna say home turf.
Yeah, you're right, but Crovy's got a lot of waterways that go real far out, and they all, eventually connect to some other place. I don't know. I'm no strategist. I only know the city, as well as I do because I've been living here for a while. I'd probably talk to Madeline and Calborn and all them people.
Okay. Thanks, Asmund. Yeah, if you could send the message to Kev and let him know to work his way back here. Maybe, we send a message to Rokanoka.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I guess we're heading down that way anyways, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't much to be surprised about. I'm sure he wouldn't, freak out if he saw you or nothing. You can just, go on down. But if you want to message him, then you can. Either him or Via. Although, she probably sees you coming already. Ooh. Ain't that her shtick?
Is there anyone else we can think of that might be able to help in this endeavor?
Daniel.
You know, Asmund, a long time ago, there was this goat, right?
So we've got Ernroot, which is already coming, because Colburn and them. We've got Madeline already here. We have to talk.
Cool.
I mean, they're already talking to, I'm instituting the order anyway. We have to tell Duel where we're meeting, which once we talk to the group, I want to confirm. I can't think of big friends that we have elsewhere. The tribe, obviously.
We don't have many friends.
You've got a lot of friends, you just aren't thinking of all of them. I have a list.
Well, I mean, if she messages Kev, you can mention it to Birdie if Birdie wants to join.
Mm-hmm.
Vian, Rokanoka are in the same place. I'm gonna grab my notebook.
I mean, do we think Mazur would be, you know, strong enough for this fight? Like, thinking back, Equa, if I was to think back, would Mazur make a good ally?
They had a problem with werewolves.
When you fought with Mazor, he was the same level as you. You have subsequently grown, 11 levels since then?
Yeah.
So no Mazur is what I'm hearing.
It's possible that he would have grown as well, but you don't know. You will never know until you talk to him.
There's a dragonborn in the Shadowfell.
Oh, true.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hey,
don't
Tommy,
know
you
how
want to
strong
come here?
Beckett or his daughter are.
Also true.
In order to send a message, though, you need to know, like, the person's face and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, do you know any way we could get a message to the, what's the name of the opposite of the Feywild? Oh my god.
Shadowfell?
Shadowfell. Yeah, do you know a way we could send
This
a message
guy.
to somebody in the Shadowfell, or is that...
You can send messages to people anywhere, there's just a small chance it'll fail.
Right. Well, maybe, Hope, you could, send that one.
Yeah, I can send one to.
Galdrick.
Oh my lord.
Galdrick.
Yeah.
You're going by Hope now.
Yeah, I burnt my contract, so I figured I don't have anything else tying me down. So
Well,
back
If
to
you
who I
like it, then you
was.
should have put a ring on it.
congratulations to you, Hope, and it suits you, I think.
Thank you.
You see, as
I'm
she
still looking at names of people that we know.
she begins shifting what she's working on off to the side. Either of you make Arcana checks if you want. If you want to try and deduce what she's doing.
Come on, Wade.
And
Roll a nat 1.
What'd you get,
that's
Hope?
on brand. 10.
10? You guys don't know. They they're kind of like these big objects of like this darkish gray silver color, about as much as you get. And you watch as she
Oh, we lost him.
a back counter next to Loven. Loven sort of shifts a bunch of papers over and begins pointing things out, and she sort of nods and pulls out a bit of charcoal and starts chalking off. Both of you are Arcana on this one as well.
14.
14.
What she's currently looking at is a spell scroll.
What
Ooh.
scroll are you working with there, Asmund?
Oh, it's nothing. It's I've been just tinkering with something.
It's
No,
never
no,
nothing with you.
It's just not. That's all.
All right. I'm assuming something of your own invention then, like the poncho?
Well, yeah. Well, the poncho was well, I didn't really invent it. I just took ideas from other people, and I can't take credit for that. Yeah,
You
no,
still
it's
put them together.
anyone can put it together. It's nothing. It's nothing.
What about that thing? I point to the other object.
Well, that's also I didn't invent that. It's a modification on some other stuff that was already there. It's sort of like you know, a ring spell storing.
I understand the concept, yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Is it ball shaped?
No, these things are they're not really constructed at this point in time. So there's kind of just matter everywhere. They are sort of. I mean, you're all really badly on Arcana.
I was going to say, do they look like ammunition?
They do not look like ammunition.
Okay, I was just curious.
I'm over here thinking she's building like a magical mech suit. That's my guess.
Asmund becomes magical Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that'll work out.
you have to
Okay.
extend, just becomes Evangelion. You have to extend the campaign by 8 years. It'll be great.
So if we don't catch up with you again, we are going to be heading to Mr. Gain's basement. He has a non-scrying room down there or something. Seems like a good place to hide out, and while we're looking for that final weapon.
Well, if he's there, then I don't think he'll let you in. But
He's not.
look,
Head's in my bag.
well, I guess maybe you can sneak in or something.
Oh,
That's kind of on brand for you.
yeah, no, he's
He was a victim of the cakery.
Like he's a slave now, or
No, they ended him.
wow.
Because he was
Okay.
refusing to give in Shawnee, I believe.
Well, that's a shame. At least you stopped him.
Well,
Anyway,
still unfair.
Go do stuff while I work. You're interrupting my work. Go on.
okay, Grumpy.
Yeah. I need to buy some things, I suppose. Go grab them, I guess. As she like goes closer to Asmund for a second, she just like prestidigitations her face, and she's like, "Ugh, I don't even know where to start," and just walks away. She's like, "No, too much. You could deal with that later."
That sounds like some shade right there.
Right?
Throwing shade.
Well, she has like, she's covered in soot.
You left my boyfriend
Her
first!
has a problem with dirt.
So, is there anything anyone else wants to do in Rakrovi with the Echelon, or with anyone else?
I
Yes.
want to go look
If
at.
you want to go
some
by
stuff.
spell components, you can go by spell components, and I'll look at the price better.
Yes.
I
100
wanna-
G Pearl.
Before Thyra goes shopping, I want to do something else with Dorman before Izzy comes back.
Yeah, is going to meet, but I think Elakian had something.
Well, two things. I wanted to go buy stuff.
Mhm.
Second thing, how many of those coins were not fiend energy? How many of those coins were fiend energy? How many of them were not destroyed?
I don't remember how many I said. I think I said there were more human than fiend. I'll say there were like four that weren't human. So you
Cool.
can do 8 human or humanoid exorcisms of these coins, and then keep the remainders.
Cool.
And since you're helping Alakian as well, your alignment will also shift as you destroy the 8, so you go back to lawful evil.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okie dokie. So, Thyra,
yeah.
you want to do one more thing with Norma real quick?
Yes, before she goes to get her components. So she's currently standing there with the other 2 parasites. Sorry, I dropped something. And she's gonna say in her head to Cole, "Do you want to go spend some time with Dad? Your dad, not mine."
Oh, sorry, what did you say?
Hand away. "Do you want to go spend time with Dad? Your dad, not mine."
He says to Cole.
She tries to pull, to Cole. Tries to pull her hand away from the other 2 parasites.
What will Cole want to do? Yeah, you hear the response back, and Cole in this time has been it has been coming out of you a little bit and trying to dance around with the other parasites. It is more friendly than Chaos ever was. And as you ask the question, it says, "No, this was fine.
Would you like to stay?"
Why would I stay when I have you?"
Ooh.
It's always good to have a choice. Coming with me could get you, well, not to have me anymore.
I feel confident that together we are the strongest.
Sometimes you need a few brains to go with that strength, and I don't have the brains. I'll rely on you for that.
You should. I'm the smartest of us all.
I don't doubt it.
Oh shit.
All right. Then I won't go talk to Norman, because that was really just going to be for Cole. Spend time with Dad.
Okay.
Just remember, Cole. You may have me, but family is still important.
Well, I'll always see my family in the end. I spend enough time thinking about chaos anyway.
Chaos is a little shit.
He's an idiot. But yeah, you guys can go and do your thing. So, for the rest of the day, if you guys want to buy anything in Reprovi, you can do so, and I will give you the prices a bit later. I assume you have enough money to do so. If you want to sell the rest of those soul coins, Alakian, then you can do so. If you want to keep them, then you can do so.
How much would the soul coins give me?
You go up to, let's say you go up to Tanil, and ask him about the price for it. Make a persuasion roll for me.
I can do that. That's a 25.
25. He will offer you... soul coins are a rare commodity. He'll offer you 250 apiece.
A piece? And I've got 4 of them?
Yeah, so you'll get $1,000 for the collection.
I'll think on it and I might be back. But
I
while
also
I'm
wanna
here, what kind
Sorry.
of new stuff do you have?
I think I told you what stuff he had before, didn't I? After the last time you were here?
But I was wondering if he had any new stuff.
For the purposes of me not being prepared for Tunnel at all, he's got
Okay.
the same old stuff.
Fair enough. Alright. I will also see how much he will give me for the Cloak of the Bat bag.
Right, Cloak of the Bat. So you bought that for, what, 2,500, did I say?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so with a regular thing, he'll buy it back for 1,500.
Can I try and get 1750?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
That's
That
helpful.
is an 18.
18. Okay. He will give it to you for 1600, or he'll trade you for it for 1600.
That'll work. I'll take that.
Okay. So you throw the rope back, and within but a couple minutes, it's back up on the same armor stand that it was before.
As he
Right.
walks in, ooh, cloak at the bot. Look at this.
And that's that. I'm going to go through my spells, see what else I could need. But yeah, that's it for me for now.
Okay. So you guys spent some time in Rakrovi.
Izzy would like to go see the parasites, and if Norman talks to her,
Okay.
I'd like to do that. But if he just kind of ignores her, that's whatever.
Yeah, you walk in, and he clocks you. And there's kind of a good, maybe 20 seconds of him just sort of staring at you as you walk by, and end up talking to the parasites. Yeah, he doesn't make any comments, or say anything. He's just making brief glances back up and down.
Sure. I go up. I talk to the parasites for a bit. And as I leave, I was kind of looking at him and go, Norman? New chair, I see.
Since he's still kind of looking down, not looking up, he says, "New chair, yeah."
Well, don't fuck around too much. And I'm going to leave the room.
Okay, you leave the room. He watches you go. He doesn't say another word.
That's it.
So, are you guys staying at Asmin's tonight? Or who's
Tyra
staying?
wants to talk to Shawnee, so
So you're definitely going back to Asmin's.
yes.
I feel like since how Madeline had 4 of the things ready, would have tried to see if she would give us those 4. That way the 4 of us that have weapons can attune to those and be safe for now.
Sure, yeah, she'll give you the 4. That's fine. So, everyone but Wade, you can go ahead and add an amulet of proof against detection on location, I think is the name of it.
Okay.
The name's a long-ass name, and I always get the order confused.
Yep, detection and
proof against-
location.
Mm-hmm.
So add one of those to your inventories, and if you want to attune to it, go ahead and attune to it. I believe everyone but Thyra will have to lose a slot to do so.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to remove.
It's a moot point, but I am gonna try and call my axe just to keep the attunement to it.
Yeah, sure thing, can do. So everyone who's going back to Asmin's house later in the day, you head back there. Shani opens the door, and she is her same effervescent, bubbly personality, happy to see you, and welcomes you all in. Is anyone not going to go there? Good stuff.
On there.
Everyone goes there, and she doles out the hugs, and then she'll turn to you and says, "Can I get you something to eat or drink or consume?"
All right for now, thank you.
I'm good.
Do you have anything alive?
That's kind of cute. I saw a fish in the market this morning, though.
We're good for now.
Okay. That's fine.
I would like to talk to you in person, though, Shawnee. Kind of important.
Yeah, we can do that. Is it about the magic?
So we can talk about that. I mean, it does involve some magic,
Okay.
but other things as well. Yeah.
because I have been practicing. I don't think I'm quite too ready, but I think I'm getting better.
Well, that's better is always good. You just have to practice.
Mhm.
I'd love to see what you can do.
Yes, I've mostly been learning how to read and write Druidic. I'm getting somewhere, but there are different consonants that confuse me. So it's hard, but I'm getting there. And she sort of
You'd like
holds out her hand as well, and that she tries to produce the flame that she did before, and it comes with a little more structure to it. It's a little bit more strong at the source. Um, it's still a little flickery, but she's getting better.
if you'd like, after all of this mess is through, maybe you can come stay with the tribe for a little while. Maybe being a little more in tune with nature and not necessarily surrounded by so many buildings might help you learn.
I'd like to do that, but I worry that Asmin would get a little sad. She hasn't really been around, you know, living with friends or family since she was in Keijo, and she gets quite lonely because obviously she had a very strong relationship with both Wade and Kev. She misses them. So I will think about it. Thank you.
I mean, Asmin's more than welcome to come as well.
I don't think she would leave her work.
I don't think she would either. But Thyra kind of pulls a book out. There's some very important things to talk about as well.
Okay.
Somewhere private?
Okay. And she goes off into Asmin's bedroom, which is also her bedroom. It's weird because as you go into the bedroom, and I don't know if you've been in here before, Wade has, and I think Free might have as well. There are two beds in here. There is Asmin's bed, which is the more central piece in here, and it's more elaborate and it's more expensive, and it sits more so in the middle of the room. And then Shani's bed is off to the side, and it is smaller and a little bit ramshackle because they don't have the most money. But it's strange because even though Shani's bed is more sort of dingy and less well off, hers is much bigger because she's an elf and Asmin's a halfling. So it's almost detracting from whose room it really is. And she goes and she sits down on her bed and she begs you to sit down next to her.
Yeah, Thyra will sit down. She has a book in one hand and a small sack in the other. Thyra looks really nervous. There have been a lot of things I'd like to say to you, but I'm not very good with words. If you were a goat or a horse, I mean, it might be a little easier, but I kind of like you. Like you. A little bit. A lot. But, death and destruction kind of comes everywhere I go. So I try not to invite too many people into that. But that we can put that off for now. This was really what I wanted to bring to your attention. Because I care for you. She first pulls out the sack.
Mm-hmm.
I want to let you know that you're free. Nobody's going to be hunting you. And I want you to be able to go wherever and do whatever you like. And she'll hand her a sack of 200 gold.
Okay.
And when we got to the cakery, she's kind of like rubbing the top of the book that has like Gaines's will in it.
Mm-hmm.
There were some revelations from the cakery that I found, that pertain to you. And I was gonna do something before knowing this information. I don't know. Have you spoken to Asmin? today at all? Since she left for work?
Not since, no.
We found Gaines. He was not alive.
Okay.
He died because he didn't want to give you up. We'll give up your location. That was. And he left this. And I will hand over the book.
Okay, she takes it and she opens it. She begins to read. Make an insight check for me.
Well,
So, this conversation that you're having with her has revealed a number of things. And her expression throughout every point that you flip between, and you are flitting between them very quick, brings a new emotion to her face. You see kind of an initial shock, but not discomfort. And that changes into something else, and then you hand her the will, and as she reads it, her face goes completely pale, her jaw drops, and she just sits there staring at it for about 2 minutes, just not saying a word.
I know he wasn't a good guy. I know nobody liked him and it was magic based. Still don't really like the guy. But he did a good thing, in my opinion. If this, she points to the will, is not something you want, I can bring him back. But he left all of the decisions and stuff to you.
She sort of raises her head a little bit, and she's staring off into space, but you gather she's really thinking about it. And then she sort of looks down again, and you see in her eyes there is some welling there, and she turns back and says, "When I was sold to the cakery, it was of my own decision. I grew up as an orphan on the streets of Epportlatlin, and I found myself homeless, with no one and nothing. And now I was sold to a man who is so evil, and he gives me everything."
Did he never tell you why? Why he bought you in the first place?
He never said to me.
You're the spitting image of his fiancée that the hag took from him. The only person that could see past whatever magic she put on him. That's why he bought you. That's why he brought you into his home. That's why he left you everything.
I don't think I deserve this. I'm not somebody. I'm just a nobody.
You're somebody to a lot of people, Shawnee.
I will think on this. Thank you for bringing it to me.
You're welcome. I'll bring her in for a hug.
Yeah, she accepts. She doesn't reject it at all. And as you hug there, it lasts a little longer than it should, and it's, perhaps a little disconcerting, and as you pull back, that sack of coin is now back with you. I don't think I'll need it anymore.
How about we work on those consonants now?
Yes. And then you spend some time in there going through her druidic. It is much better. She's on the verge of becoming a full-blown druid. She's it's a good distraction for her after the bombshell that was just dropped on her, or a couple of them. And the rest of you are all kind of like sitting there, and you just see Siren and Shiny disappear into the bedroom, and they stay there.
What do you think they're doing? No, I'm just kidding.
I flick Wade.
No. While this is going on, Equa, I have a couple things that I want to go do.
Sure.
Preferably try and find a quiet place if I can.
Mhm.
And or private.
The city, you can find a private place. It's not an issue.
Yeah. First one, I want to first message Bree again. And just two things with it. Just say, didn't get the contracts. Also, preferably sooner rather than later, let me know what your employer says. Find someone that can message. I think that's 25.
Okay. The response comes fairly quickly, and Bree says, "You're obsessed with me today. Sucks about the contracts. You're gonna have to give me a bit. Normal people walk to their destinations."
Oh yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Second thing, I'm gonna wait until like later in the night.
Mhm.
Like whenever it gets dark. And then go to the park, because I'm pretty sure there's a park in Groby, right? Or
Yeah,
I think of someplace else.
park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go there and just kind of sit and meditate and reach out to the Raven Queen and just pretty much in the same way that I have done the past few times, kind of envisioning myself in her inner sanctum, sitting there as I did before, and then just kind of reach out and simply say, "All right, I need your guidance and your help here. Any assistance that you could send us for the coming battle would be greatly appreciated. I understand that you have your own duties where you are, as do many of your soldiers and followers. Anyone that you could send to us would be even more help. I would greatly appreciate it."
Make a persuasion check.
23.
You part of you knew this before, but it was so hard to reveal it because it is such a difficult thing to really know about or to feel. But now in this moment and having that connection, you do really genuinely feel it. In this coming fight, she will be watching.
Right.
Yep.
And then while I'm still in kind of this meditative state, I want to flick back through the lives that I can remember
Mm-hmm.
the most vividly, especially the ones that have combat experience, and try and kind of tap into that as much as I can. So I can
Okay,
do anything I know, but just for flavor's sake.
sure, yeah. That's totally fine. You spend a good portion of your time alone doing that. Yeah, it's a good use of time. So does anyone else want to do anything today in Reprovi?
Earlier we could have been shopping before we got here, right? We just implied
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Any shopping you guys have done, we'll talk about later.
Okay. Were we planning on messaging Thardan? We can ask him to meet tomorrow
Yeah.
before we head off. Before we head off.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Hey,
We can do that.
All right, then she will message Thardan at some point. If you can, meet us tomorrow, I don't know, around 10 in the morning, where we met last outside of Recrovi.
Okay. The response comes and he just says, "I'll be there."
Cool. She wanted to attune to her lute.
Mm-hmm. So in your attunement to that, you can add. I think it's attunement. I might be wrong. Go to your items and add 5 stringed lute. There's a hyphen between 5 and stringed.
Okie
And so we'll leave you guys there for the night. Delphine.
Yes.
Hell of a day for you. Between everything
bet.
happening to the base so suddenly, and now you are teleported into the middle of this tower. You find yourself face to face with this elven wizard who is not happy for you to be there. Go ahead and make a general charisma check to see if you can get out of this situation
Okay.
without,
Delphine's a bitch. Not likely. Why did that not? There we go. A 10.
a 10. Yeah,
I
that's
don't want
kinda
to
like
be
the
here any
bare
more than you
minimum.
want me here.
Yeah, she kind of drills you for the regular questions. Who sent you? Why are you here? Why me? All that sort of stuff.
Why me?
why me? It's
Yeah.
really funny.
If you tell her the truth,
Delphine
Okay.
will tell her the truth. She's got no reason to lie to this anonymous mortal.
yeah, she just basically shoos you off on your way and tells you to never return ever again.
Before getting shooed out the door,
Mhm.
Delphine's gonna cast greater invisibility on herself.
You're casting it inside.
No, like, yeah. Does it seem like a safe place to cast greater invisibility? Like at the door as she's like pushing before.
Make it an insight check.
God.
3.
Okay, seems like a great place to cast it.
All right, she's gonna try. She's gonna cast greater invisibility on herself.
Okay, it is immediately counterspelled, and a combat will start here, which I assume you're going to run from.
Yes.
Yep.
You know,
That's
I
fine.
just wanted to get these people out. And when she's outside,
Mhm.
she'll cast greater invisibility on herself again.
Yep. That's fair. As you walk outside, the door slams, and you hear a series of locks that just straight off the bat. You're outside, and you haven't made a good friend there. But you cast your spell, and you can make your way through the city. Make a stealth check with advantage.
12.
And then I also need you to make a survival check with advantage because you have directions to the cakery from Free.
Yes, it's not gonna go well either. 12.
Well, okay. So it takes you a while
Yes,
to
I
get
always
there,
roll
almost
like
to the point of where your great invisibility lasts for 1 minute, right?
Uh,
Am I thinking
that's
of
a
that
good
right?
question. Hold on.
I think it does. I think
Invisibility
invisibility
is-
lasts for an hour.
Yeah, it does last for 1 minute.
So you get a
So
little ways
then
down the street, and
I would cast regular invisibility on myself once greater invisibility starts to wear.
okay, it's the same roll. You aren't being particularly stealthy, but the ice elementals that are here, and they are still here, don't really seem to be paying you much attention. You are not of great interest to them. You
Oh,
don't
well,
know
then
if
I
it's
wouldn't.
because they physically can't see you, or they know that you're there and you're just not a goat.
Mhm.
But they don't really give you too much mind. And it takes you the better part of an hour to get to the cakery. As you get there, you see that the front door is pushed down and flattened off of its hinges. And you go ahead and walk inside, and there is evidence of a battle here. The carpet in the middle of the first room seems to have been soaked with some kind of water or other liquid. There are blood spatters on the wall that are cold to the touch. That seem to be relatively fresh. And you go ahead and you do a
She does
general
have her
sweep.
blade drawn just in case.
Okay, sure. You do a general sweep of the area, and you see horrifying sights here of evidence of slavery, assault. There's blood, probably not just from the goats, but from other people. The punishment room is just awful. The worst place to be. There are still remnants of like black sludge and ichor that sort of stained the walls and now turned to mold. And you look around.
Jesus, what do these mortals do for fun?
Going to where'd you go to first?
I asked where the room was and where I would find the slaves. I'd probably find, sorry, they called them refugees.
Mhm.
I would try to find some refugees first.
So you go and do a sweep around looking for them. Make an
Calling out,
investigation.
Aya! Ooh, I'm actually okay at this. 19.
19. You look around and there's no sign of them, and you get to the uh, the bedroom for them, which is just this big room with a number of bunk beds in it that are not in very good condition. And you sort of survey the surroundings. There seems to be evidence of slight struggle here, but not much.
I'll yell out, Thaya! Hope sent me.
There is no response.
I will go to the room that they told me about.
You go to the room, looking through, going up the stairs into Gravar's office, and then beyond it into the vault. And as you look forward, you see that big metal vault door is swung open, and there is nothing inside.
Okay. Try to see something. Can I take a closer look to see if it's an illusion?
Yeah. You go ahead and walk up and put your hand through. What it is it's basically a giant safe with shelves on it, and those shelves are completely picked clean. It's real.
Were there any signs of, I don't know, footprints or where they might have went?
With your investigation check, you do see like boot imprints. Most of them seem to be ones that you're pretty familiar with. They are all from the goats. All of them. There are no other footprints.
That's interesting. Did the vault look like it was forced open, or that somebody had used magic to open it?
Make an investigation check on this one.
Okay. 16.
16. It doesn't appear. It appears like there has been some force to it. There might have been an initial attempt at picking, but you doubt that picking was successful.
I guess she would do another survey of the area, just to be thorough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not much that you find. Every evidence in this top section would suggest that only the goats have been here. Except for in Greyvar's office, there are an additional couple sets of footprints. It's weird. One of them looks almost like a very large dog, and there are like a number of those. There are two smaller sets, and it's very hard to tell. But you have such a high investigation that you managed to do it. Yeah, they didn't tell you what happened here, so it's hard for you to make out.
Right, then I would probably leave at that point. There's nobody here for her to get.
Sure. So you make your way out of the cakery, going back down into that main cafe area, and out to the front sort of reception area, and out into the main open space. And as you do so, you see before you, standing in the middle of this like circular section of road, what is a small army of ice-like creatures that you are very familiar with, and floating above them is a big red man who is adorned in beautiful brass and gold, with these two scimitars on either side, looking down at you, and you see him holding a little bit of paper that just burns up in his hand as he just looks down and says, "Hello, little mouse." And that is where we're going to cut today's episode. So, thank you everyone so much for playing. We appreciate it. Thank you for coming out. As always, make sure that you catch Rhyme on Wednesday and Find Over on Sunday. And if we don't see you before then, we'll see you next Monday. So thank you everyone for watching. Let's keep making stories together, and we'll catch you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.